I go by the new name Damilola Soyoye. So I'm gonna have to change the name Dami B. I was just discussing this with my guest on today's show, like, what is my new name going to be? So by the end of today's show, I will have a new name. That's a promise. That is a promise to all the listeners of the show. If you are tuned in for the first time, this is the show where I bring you the hottest and latest celebrity news and gossip from the urban community, i.e. your Black African and Black British and Black American celebrities, and I let you know all the gossip and what's gone on in the past week and or the past 2 weeks. I'll also be playing you some hot new music, so you don't want to miss that. And I'll be having 2 very special guests in the studio with me today, and I'll be chatting to them about their latest projects and plans for the future. So we've got a jam-packed show, so keep it right here on All of FM 96.9. Right now I'm going to play a new song by Olamide, and this is Whoa. You are listening to All of FM 96.9. So I would like to introduce my first guest, and she is a film producer and script writer and mother, most importantly, the #1 job. And yes, I'm very glad to have her back in the studio. She has been here right in the beginning when the show first started. Last year, at the end of last year. True. Crazy how time flies. It's almost the end of this year already.
True.
Crazy. I would like to welcome Precious. Precious, welcome back to the show.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to be back here again.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Are you excited to be here today?
I am.
Got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And our second guest of the show will be joining us later on in the show. So let's get right into the celebrity gossip of this week. We are starting with one of Nigeria's biggest music artists by the name of David Adeleke, aka Davido. Now, allegedly, it's very strange for me to even say this, but allegedly, he has killed his friend.
Right.
Just let that sink in for a second. He has been accused of killing his best friend. Now, when this first came up, I was very confused. I was very shocked. I was like, is this a joke? Is this real? You know, I need to investigate this. So, apparently what happened was, Davido and his crew, his boys were out in Nigeria, at a club, of course, and reportedly there is a woman by the name of Caroline Danjuma, and she's married to a billionaire. I just had to throw that in there. So she's this, you know, billionaire's wife, and she basically came out publicly onto social media and started accusing Davido of his friend called Tagbo, I hope I pronounced that properly, Tagbo, who apparently died in his car, and Davido and his crew, Davido and his friends, apparently like drove him to a hospital, dumped him, and then ran away in their cars. Like literally, they like went to hospital, dumped the body, and then jetted off. Reportedly, allegedly. Now I'm just like, that doesn't sound real. Surely that didn't happen.
Actually, it doesn't sound real.
Oh my god, it sounds like a movie.
Yeah,
plot.
when I heard it, I was like, oh my god, can this be true?
That's crazy, right?
Can this be true? It's actually a very bad thing for someone to just frame, you know?
Yeah.
Because this is deep. It's not something you'll take with just face value or, oh, it's just another gossip.
No.
This is really deep, and it's about a celebrity.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to your friend?
Absolutely.
You understand? But at the same time, well, we know where we're from in Africa. We don't have CCTVs, and there's nothing to really prove anything, which is going to make the whole thing so difficult now. But in a nutshell... my goodness, I hope she's saying what really makes sense, and she's ready to stand by it, because from what I read, she has deleted the posts. So was she trying to do that to drag Davido's name to the mud, or... But you don't play with things like that.
You do not.
This is someone's life.
You do not.
This is going to affect his family, his friends, the way they will even look at Davido, and how they will perceive things around them.
It's very
is really strange.
So allegedly, what happened was, like you said, Caroline came out to say that Okay, I'll just read the actual tweet that she posted. So she says, Tagbo, where is Tagbo? He was with you and your crew last night. You all wore face caps to hide your identities. After he died in your car, you dumped him at General Hospital and ran away. The law must play its role this time. You all better provide Tagbo alive. And then she tagged Davido. After you all abandoned him at the General Hospital, you continued your stupid party at DNA nightclub, and you had the nerve to even promote your show. This is no ordinary boy. You can't intimidate his family. We need you to tell us how he died in your car and why you ran away. The police and the hospital confirmed you all ran away. So if you think your money can save you, you've just met your match. This is real, serious.
It is real, and I actually wanted to say this because from what she posted, where was she actually?
Where was Caroline?
Yeah, how come she knows the whole thing?
The whole story.
He was in the club.
Yeah.
He took a dead body
to the
and
hospital.
dumped it. Okay, actually, apparently he died in the car. So they weren't partying. They were partying in the car, is it? And then he died in the car. So Davido took the body to the hospital. Was she just telling them?
Now, she is trying to say that he died like of something to do with like intoxication complication.
Right, okay.
So they're basically trying to paint him out like he was this like complete alcoholic and, you know, got overboard and that's how he died in the car. But then instead of, allegedly, them to, you know, I guess go to the police or go to the hospital and like stay with him, they just kind of left him and then jetted
probably
off.
Because they're trying to protect their own identity themselves. Yeah, that's it. If the doctors,
I don't understand.
She's trying to say the doctors knew about this and saw them when they dumped the body. That's the people in the hospital. So obviously, that's a witness.
I mean,
from what she's saying.
From what she's saying,
yeah,
right?
It's a witness. So my point of view is, where was she actually?
How does she know?
How does she know? Yeah, because it's heavy. Was she with them? Was she in the hospital? Or was there like a camera planted somewhere that she was able to use in monitoring the whole thing?
Very, very good question.
This is just something that is deep, that needs proper investigation.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I just feel, you know, first of all, R.I.P. to Tagbo, and, you know, our thoughts are with his family and his friends at this moment in time. We have to remember that somebody has lost their life, a young guy. Has lost his life, so it's very in strange circumstances. So it's quite serious. Now Davido has actually kept silence on this topic up until very recently, like a couple of days ago. He broke his silence, and on Snapchat, he came out to say that I was deeply saddened to hear of the sudden death of my friend. So that makes it sound like he didn't even know. I'm deeply saddened to hear of the death of my friend, right? Yeah. He continues, first and foremost, my sincere condolences and prayers are with his family at this time. I've been in the same position before multiple times and also of recent. But it is also disappointing that false information and complete lies have been put out there using my name as usual. Out of total respect for Tagbo and his family, I will not discuss this matter further now. People are just wicked, and this is what I get for treating everyone like my brother. So, yeah, he's, right? What do you make of what he's come out to say?
Well, it sounds like he, like you said, he doesn't even know what happened, doesn't know how he died.
It sounds like it, right?
Yes.
Like he wasn't even there.
At the same time, he was like, again, like something similar
come up again.
Happened.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very
so that makes me feel like, what's that?
What's happened before?
What happened before? And repeating itself again. So there are so many questionable things in there as well. Now,
you said something that I found quite funny. There is CCTV in African countries. People don't get it twisted.
Right. So
it may not be everywhere, but there is CCTV. Yeah.
It's just few places.
It's
basically.
if you're rich enough to afford it, you can have CCTV basically. But you know, with regards to this, Davido is a very wealthy young man. His father is a very wealthy man. We people of African descent know that in African countries, especially a country like Nigeria, when you have money, you can get away with almost anything you want. You can bribe and pay your way out of anything.
True.
That is kind of the way things are right now. So if it came out that Davido was involved in this man's death, what do you think? Would you think anything will actually happen come of this? Do you think he will be punished? Do you think he will be brought to justice?
Well, you just said it. In Nigeria, when you have the money, you can get away with anything, almost anything and everything. So in this case, where there is no proof, what do you think will happen? He's already getting away with it, if actually he was involved. Because there's no proof. It's just Danjuma's word against his. There's nothing else in the middle. Even the doctor, she said, saw him drop the body. Has not even said anything about it. So.
And do we even know that they've not even got to the doctor?
Thank you.
Already. And past the doctor, little son. Yeah, it can happen.
Yes, it can. We know that. But still, there's no proof for anything, to be frank. This is just words. If she didn't post that, no one would know about this.
Yeah.
So it's just because what she wrote out to the public is why we're not thinking, oh, Davido, can you do this? You know? But still, there's no proof.
There's no
so
evidence.
if he is responsible or not, we still don't know. Like, he has broke his silence now, saying he knows nothing. He didn't even know about the guy's death. So
it's very sad.
Yeah,
it's very sad.
There's nothing to hold.
If he really, seriously, if him and his friends really know what really happened, and they're hiding it, it's a very sad tale.
To do that and go back partying,
and then go back partying. God, just like no conscience, no conscience.
Your close friend,
you know, and about my brother, but you know, he just died and you're back off in the club. That's a bit mental.
Yeah.
You said it. She said it.
It is.
Right. We will definitely keep you updated on this unfortunate and strange story. And yes, I would like to hear how this is going to unfold over the next few weeks. I feel like this is not the end of this story. I feel like his family will want to know more. Well, his family will want to reach out to Davido and bring him to justice. So I'll definitely keep you updated on this story. Right now, I feel like it's fitting we play a Davido song. Should we play? I mean, why not? Let's play Davido and If. You are listening to If by Davido. And this is All FM 96.9. We'll be back right after this musical break. Alright, welcome back to 96.9 All FM radio station, the real sound of Manchester, and you're listening to the Damilola Show, and my guest today is Precious. Now, during the break, before the break, you were listening to Davido and If. During the break, we were actually watching a very interesting video that has been going viral in the past week or so, all over social media. And it started off, the blogger, Linda Akeji, she did an interview with an OAP, a Nigerian OAP called Freeze, or Daddy Freeze as they call him, Daddy Freeze. And basically, now this interview is going viral because they are talking about, should Christians pay tithes in churches? So should Christians pay their tithe in modern day churches? Now, Daddy Freeze was very much of the opinion that no, we should not be paying tithes. And that was what the whole debate was about. Now, I found it very interesting, and especially reading people's comments on Facebook and on the blogs, and people were so angry about this video that came out, and so angry with Daddy Freeze and his opinions. You know, people were really insulting him, like even so-called other Christians were speaking in a way that it's not very Christian-like, in my opinion, you know, towards him. And I was just very torn. I was very torn personally. So I'll hold my opinion until a bit later on in the show, but I would love to hear what my guest feels about, should Christians pay tithe in the church? It's a difficult one. It's not an easy question.
It is,
because there's many different
factors. It is, actually. I actually also watched that video. I listened to it. I'm torn between both sides as well. But seriously speaking, I would say, from his point of view, is because our modern churches, the churches we have nowadays, focus more on building a bigger church, pastors getting richer, the congregation...
Private jets?
Yeah, having private jet. The congregations are still suffering, looking for food. You can come out of a church and you just come out of the church and you see a beggar on the street and stuff like that, just right next to the church with no help or anything. And if he's bringing that in and saying, should Christians pay tithes in the church? Yes, because it's in the Bible. We should all pay tithes. Yes, good measures and all that, yeah. But at the other side, we are paying this tithe to the church. And the church is not helping even the next door neighbor that's looking for food.
Sister, forget even the next door neighbor. What about the ones in the building?
The ones
in the church.
That's the
in
thing.
the church.
So in my own opinion, I would even say, yes, they shouldn't pay the tithe into the church. Take that money and help those on the streets. Those that are actually in need of it. Because it seems we are only enriching our pastors financially. We are not even growing. We're giving what we have in the name of, we're giving it to God. But when we are worshiping in the wrong churches, then that plays a big role because we are not even giving it to God. We are giving it to the pastors. But if it's a true man of God, a good church, yes, we're sowing that seed. Yes, God says, bring in your tithe. It's understandable. But because of the kind of churches we have these days, that's where I think he's coming from. Because the masses, the congregation, no one is getting any help. Yet we are sowing into the church and the church is getting bigger. I think that's what he means. And people should see him from that angle. Because if we're just looking at him the way he's speaking about not paying tithe and all that's like going against the will of God. But if we think of what our churches are, imagine in Nigeria, we have big universities. Do you know how much they pay for the fees? And this is a church. This university is owned by a church. We are paying tithes. Yet our children can't even go to that university because we can't afford it. So what's the church doing for us? What is our tithe doing? Even our offerings, what are they doing? When we are paying offering, the pastor's getting richer, they are building universities, and our children can't even go to that university. So, from my own point of view, I will take my tithe and give it to those on the street. Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah,
Completely.
So that's what I feel
Completely.
really. But according to the Bible, we should pay our tithes for more blessings and grace from God. But if we are in the wrong setting, the wrong church, the wrong pastor, our tithe is just going to them. The only thing is, God sees our hearts for giving. We are doing what God wants us to do. But what the pastors then do with the money, that's the pastor. We still get our blessings like, yes, we're following what God has said. But in the other sense, the pastors are the issue. So it doesn't, the wrath of God then doesn't fall on us because we are obeying his commandments. In the other way, it's on the pastor. Even though, yeah, he gets rich and all that, but then when the wrath of God falls on him, then he feels it. That's just what I see. We should just continue following what God has asked us to do for us to progress and move on with life. Then leave the rest for God's judgment, actually. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I feel.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And I can really understand, and I like the way you almost defended Daddy Freeze in the way that, look, you could see where he was coming from. Whereas other people were just seeing him as bashing Christians and bashing pastors, and and I don't think that's where he was coming from either. And it's easy for people to take something and twist it into something that you didn't really mean it to come out. So I like the way that you explained that. I think he's just
angry with those pastors doing the things the other way. Yeah,
he's very angry. It's understandable. Can we blame him? Can we blame him for being angry? Is it not annoying when you see a Nigerian pastor with 3 private jets?
Of course.
Nigerian pastors richer than the Queen of England. Richer than the Queen of England, Nigerians.
True, yeah.
Is it not annoying?
It is annoying, and oh no, it is annoying, yeah.
So I understand his frustration, and if it came out in some way, and this is something I have personally battled with, as an internal battle myself, and I've spoken to people, family, friends, and just really had to seek everybody, hear different sides of things before they're making up my own conclusion on that. And I still stand that God sees my heart.
Of course.
God sees my heart, and I do not want to be a part of building or maintaining a university that most of the people in that congregation of that church who owns the university will never be able to afford to send their children. I don't want to be a part of that maintenance. So that's where I've come to the conclusion that, you know, if I take my tithe and put it to better use and still help somebody in need, somebody personally, then surely that is still
paying tithes.
That is still doing the right thing, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I am at with it right now. But it is difficult when you are in church and the pastor's talking about tithe, and you feel like, you know, the pastor's talking about, you know, you should pay tithe because of this and this. You should pay it in the church. It's conflicting. Yeah. It's conflicting feelings, you know, conflicting emotions sometimes. But yeah, we shall definitely continue. We're gonna play. We're gonna take a short musical break, and then we will be joined by another guest in the studio. So I'm very eager to hear his opinion on this topic. So okay, right now we're gonna take a short break, and I'm playing Burna Boy's new single, and it's called "Rock Your Body." All right, you are listening to All FM 96.9. And I am your host, Dami B, although that will be changed by the end of the show. And I am joined I have been joined by my sister in crime, by the name of Precious. And we were having some very juicy conversations. And before the break, you were listening to Burna Boy, Rock Your Body. And then you were listening to Holiday, featuring Davido. And Techno featuring Davido, and now we are joined by a very special other guest, and he goes by the name of Swagger Master.
Oh shit! Oh, shit.
One and only
shit.
DJ Ola.
Oh shit! All the way from Liverpool.
All the way from Liverpool.
But I came from London to Liverpool today.
Fantastic!
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
London to Liverpool, South Parkway, chill a little bit in the hotel, then come to Manchester. I take interview very serious.
Nice.
We're very excited.
And some people don't take it serious.
That's very true.
Yeah. And that's the key.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you, sir. We hail you. Thank you for coming to the show.
Oh, thank you.
Even though you were late.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
BMT, man, BMT.
So before the break, we were actually having a very interesting conversation. There was a video that went viral with Linda Ikeji and Daddy Freeze, DJ Daddy Freeze in Nigeria. And they were talking about, basically, the most important bit, they were talking about, should Christians pay tithe in churches today? And Freeze was of the opinion that no, we should not be paying tithes.
I don't pay tithe anyway, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, feel free, that's why you're the guest. Precious has given her own opinion, and she was very much, she could see both sides of the argument. She could see where Freeze was coming from, but then she could also see why, you know, people still do it, trying to obey God's command, trying to obey the Bible. But she could see why Freeze was angry and saying that no, we should not pay it because we're only lining the pockets of these pastors and doing this and doing that. So that was Precious' opinion. And I just gave my opinion, which is, I was very conflicted with this very issue. I was very conflicted. I had to speak to different people, you know, family, some friends and stuff like that. And I'm still working on it, but I'm kind of like of the opinion where, as of right now, I don't want to be contributing to the maintenance of a church university where the congregation of said church can't afford to actually send their own children to. I personally don't want to be a part of that. So I'd rather take said tithe money and help somebody personally, one-to-one, with that money, and know that God has seen my heart, that I want to do a good deed, and hopefully that will cancel each other out, balance each other out. Nobody really knows if it will or if it does, but that's my thing. What's your opinion?
Anyway, my opinion is...
Phone call.
DJ,
call back later.
DJ Ken.
Carry on.
We're supposed to call to the number line. The thing is, like, let's just start from the church's line. What do they use the money they're paying for? What we paying to them? What do they use it for? They always claim they use it for charity or they use it for this. And like me, I have about, let's say, 24 now. I don't even know some people's name. I just know the bank account. You understand? There is one God sent. I'm even owing them because, I know I paid about 3 weeks ago. They are watching me right now. I have to pay them maybe on Monday because I promise I'm going to raise up like 2 or 3 families.
Wow.
I'll just put money into the account. They want to know what they use it for. You understand what I mean?
Okay.
So the church claimed that when you pay this money, they help the needy, they help the whatever. But let me tell you, when you want to pay the money, you see them buying more Jeep, buying more houses. And you see all the church people going to the church, they can't really afford square meals, they can't really afford that. So if you actually use your money to help these people directly, I believe God will bless you more.
Sure.
Do you understand what I mean? Let me give you an example. You are going to church one day, but you know this thing gets women more than men. Do you understand what I mean? Because women, you are very emotional.
I was very conflicted.
You understand what I mean?
He's right.
Women, you are very emotional and
difficult.
you pity situation. That's why women pity a lot of men. And I always tell you don't need to pity men. No, that is it. You know, when a man come to you, I love you, they come with all the package. We men, we have packaging now. Do you understand what I mean? Women, you don't want to listen to a man that will come. Oh, you know, I don't have a car, I don't have a house. I'm jobless. Will you marry me? Say, what? Get out of me. I don't want to. But you forget that everybody started from somewhere. Dangote that is the richest or whatever now.
Absolutely.
He wasn't born with the money.
No.
He struggled for everything they have today.
Yes.
So what is it that, to me, that's my own belief. If I see somebody that needs the money directly, I'll just help them straight away. And I want God to judge us. I want God to judge everybody.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? So that is my own opinion.
So okay, you're similar to me then.
Yeah, that's me. I don't know what you said before, but that's me.
I feel better.
That's actually what I'll
Well, I'm
do
surprised
anyway.
the lady can, because most ladies are there, if you don't go to church. Let me tell you something. You know the 4 of us now, we are church now. Do you know?
Yes.
The what the Bible say, we are 2 or more,
2 or
3 shall gather together.
In my name.
In my name, that is what is there. But they believe that if you don't go to church, and in churches now they don't want to know the dress you wear. You didn't actually know. There was a time I was asking a lady, I put something inside one of my pockets, and I know that they always look at me anytime I go to church. I don't know why. She just look at me too much. So, and I asked her, do you remember the clothes that I wear about 2 weeks? So she told me everything. Imagine, me, I don't even remember. She said, you are wearing this, and I was like, look.
Oh dear. Well, there are churches like that, you know.
They want to look at the dress you are wearing, the kind of hair, if it's woman hair, if it's virgin hair.
Of course.
Do you understand what I mean? So why? Is that what they're supposed to go there for? And they start comparing and say, I'm pressured down. You know, ladies now, what is it? What?
Especially with the makeover in town now.
I'm telling you. Do you think that's what the problem is? A lot of the people in churches today, we don't really know why they're actually there. They're actually there for some odd reasons, you know? And this is why this is why a lot of people are being turned off by Christianity, which is sad, because Christianity is real, God is real. But when you have these people in churches who are not the best examples, of course you're going to feel like, gosh, look at these people around me, look at what they're doing. So what's the difference? What's the difference between them and me not going? So of course it's going to make people switch off from Christianity. So I understand Freeze's anger, but I was saying that I was going through the comments and everything, and people were really attacking this man because he came out to say
they will. People being brainwashed too much.
Especially the Christians, the way they were attacking him.
Because they put fear to you. That if you don't do this,
I swear
if you don't go to church, you won't make it. If you don't go to church, you won't pass. If you don't this, you won't this.
And the ones who were most offended were pastors. I was going through the comments. A lot of them, they said, I'm a pastor, I'm a pastor. I was reading it like, they were really insultive. And, you know, insulting the man, like, I was like, surely that's not a good example.
They're just backing their interests with what the Bible says.
The church is the cabal of the devil now. No, seriously, in the 21st century, the church is the cabal of the devil.
Most countries that make it, like one of my brother in US sent a message, I haven't even read the message, it was like, there are some like 27 churches or 37 churches in a particular place, but the country is very developed. Look at where we are now. We are actually the one dominating all the churches now. They don't use it. You go to their church, maybe about 14, 50 people, only old people, they go there. And look at the progress, look at the technology. Every time. Do you understand what I mean?
And Nigeria is probably the most religious
Oh my God!
country
You want to try
in the world.
You go from one street to another before you know about
10
37 churches.
So much
More than
churches.
hospital, more than school.
That's actually real.
More than school, more than hospital, more than this and that.
That is
So
what
that
they've
is
used
it.
in brainwashing us in Africa, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brainwashing.
Imagine somebody is sick,
unfortunately.
you travel to Nigeria, you had a mosquito bite and you're sick, have malaria. You have to go for anointing because you have to be. You need to go and
This is
take
an
all
African
these.
way.
I don't even know what they use nowadays. You have to go and take injection or whatever. Take
Yeah,
some
go to the doctor.
yeah, tablet
yeah.
to be. But they believe like, they lay hands on you. Oh yeah, cast it out.
Fine.
You understand what I mean? So a lot of things like that. So like some, I was in a comedy one time and the person said he talked to God. He got the phone number to God. Can you imagine?
Sorry, repeat that. Sorry.
No, the person picked the phone and called God.
Who
I
said
did-
this? Sorry.
No, that is a pastor like that.
A
not
pastor
Nigerian,
said
not
this?
Nigerian, yeah, not Nigerian pastor.
Oh,
one
okay,
country.
no.
And people they come to collect phone number for was it
To call
$100?
God?
Was it $100 in dollars?
Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
They had to pay.
What?
What are you talking
happening?
about?
They had to pay.
They had to pay to call God. They want to talk to God. People have been brainwashed. I use it as a
it's
comedy.
true,
And people
yeah.
say, "Why did you get it from?" I say, "I got it from a," and I show them the video.
It's true. I want you to send the video that went viral.
That's
one
exploiting.
time as well.
That's really
Yeah.
exploiting.
Can you imagine a pastor will tell a lady that close your eye, whatever touches you, you don't open your eyes. Imagine. Or because the lady said, I'm looking for financial breakthrough, I want my husband to listen to me. And lady will close her eye, whatever touches you, you don't say nothing. Imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Are they stupid?
Same things like that, actually.
A lot of-
The
There
one
was
the
a pastor
told
was
him
preaching
eat
one time,
grass,
and
he
I
said,
personally
"Don't
attacked
eat
the
it."
pastor. What did I say? He said, you know, a man of God, touch not my anointing and do my prophet no harm. I know it's in the Bible, I read it. But I said, okay, before you say touch not my anointing and do my prophet no harm, the pastor must be number one, faithful.
Of course.
Must be the one. Now imagine there was something that happened in London recently. I was contributing some money monthly. So at the end of the day, this pastor just sat on all the money. He didn't want to release the money.
Oh my
But they
God.
know me now. I'm the swagger master. I told them I'm coming. So when I read there, the pastor started telling me everything, touching my. When he finished all those one, he didn't know it was me. It was just a newcomer, whatever.
Yeah.
And I told him that we are 5 now. We are making some contribution.
Okay.
That we come to get the money. He said, which money? He said, do you know when a man of... I said, come. All those one way they talk man of God. If I come out this clothes now, see waiting there under. You understand what I mean? You go bring the money out. That when I know that inside the church they have money on the ground. They buried some money there. He gave us all our money back.
That's
So
scary.
we have a lot to do.
We have
Understand
a
what I
lot
mean?
to do.
It's not
That
easy
is,
because people will fail. They will say like, why are you this? Why are you that? Why they start turning the Bible upside down, this and that. At the end of the day, we still have, that's the truth.
It's-
Help your brother that is, like this suffering.
That's in need.
But yeah, in
Yeah.
need straight away, not just.
yeah, I thank you for clarifying that. Like you said, especially as a woman, it's very, very, we are emotional. So it's
emotional.
very, very conflicting because you don't want to be like, but am I, you're trying to live right. You're trying to do what God wants you to do. So then you're like, if I'm not actually paying the tithe in this church, is God really happy? Like, we don't really know. We're not going to know until we all see God again. So it's like, this is a big risk, like, but hopefully if you just do good to people, do good deeds, try to hurt nobody, God will see all of that. That's just...
The thing is understanding what a
That's all I
tithe
know.
is, actually.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, if you understand what a tithe is,
Absolutely.
that money you're giving in is to help someone.
Yeah.
It's not just to feed the church because we pay offerings.
Mhm.
So if you're still giving that tithe to someone desperately in need, you actually...
That's what I mean.
You
So
mustn't put it into the
if
church.
you're actually helping someone or a family or whatever, you've already paid your
You've
tithe.
paid your
I
tithe.
get
But if
that,
you have
because
excess, you can still end up
can
giving the money out to
Absolutely.
whatever church or whatever. So that is...
And these days, apart
Because
from
the
tithe,
Bible
we
says
pay
you
up to
should give
4
what belongs to God, and give whatever to...
Yeah, and then there's offering.
It's too much.
No, it's true, because in the Bible, tithe was actually to help the widow,
Yeah.
the hungry, and the disabled. So disabled, hungry, and widows. So surely, if you're still doing that, you're not doing anything wrong. So that's the conclusion. So ride on, Daddy Freeze, ride on.
We're behind
Right,
you.
we're behind you here, All FM
What
from
about
Manchester.
the widowers that are very rich? They don't need any help again.
Look at you.
Oh, the one that are very rich
And
already.
you look for the poor ones.
You look for the one that
actually.
doesn't,
that really needs it.
Then the problem will happen. Many people don't say their problem out. You understand what I mean? And I will say the reason why, because maybe they've been led
Can I
by
just
someone.
ask, in Nigeria, want to become a widow, if your husband was rich and he died, will the wife really get that money?
No, you won't.
Or will all the
family
family
will
come
stand
and take
Of
everything?
course. Yeah, the family
So
will
is that
do.
really... Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
That is why
You said a
you
rich
women,
widow. I've
you
never
women,
seen
let me
one in
advise
Nigeria.
women, make it while the sunshine and be smart. I won't say more than that. I won't explain that reason.
Make it.
Make
hay.
While the sun shines.
Okay. Yeah, we
remember,
women, yeah.
That word is
Our
a big
emotions,
one.
For those who may not understand,
just
elaborate.
Can you explain make
okay,
hay? If you can explain, then I will explain.
All right. Making hay while the sun shines is making use of your opportunities while it lasts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if things get bad in the future, you're going to lose it all. Yeah.
Interesting.
It goes
scary.
a lot. It is scary. We women, we are basically actually like in a losing end in so many things. Do you know that? In marriage, in business, in everything. Because the men, people out there already see us as the weaker vessel. So they take advantage of us. So that's just the truth. It's so difficult. Even if a woman says, I'm a strong woman, I can fight this. Lie, oh my sister.
Let me give you an example. Like,
Serious.
if a woman is married, they call it Mr. and Mrs. Let me just give an example. Mr. and Mrs. Ronke, Ola. Mr. and Mrs. Bimpe, Ola. That's how it's supposed to be. Do you know why? If you put Mr. and Mrs., let's say my surname, Mr. and Mrs. Oladipo, if I marry another girl, do you know the girl can claim and say the Mrs. can be anybody?
Of course.
You have to put the name. That's how it works now. Maybe you don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but I've been to court for many things, and I'm like, oh my God. This lady came from nowhere. He came from nowhere and took everything, because this woman has been suffering with this man for years, and he married a smaller wife. But this smaller wife went to school, is smart. They married, all the documents are Mr. and Mrs. Just so, darling, hug the husband. Can you just put my name in front of all these things? Say, no problem, I'll do it. Bang, bang, bang. So when they went to court, the woman was like, oh, I have 7 children for him. I have one. This one just came home, I have only one. Only one child. But he won. He said, the document show Mr. and Mrs. Bimpe. So you don't just say Mrs. can be, you didn't get it.
And Mrs. can be anybody.
Anybody.
Which is really true. And we women, we have actually been living under that,
just carried away with love.
Whatever.
You be smart with the love.
Your first name needs to come in.
Yeah.
I've never
thought.
Come on. You work with me, so I will teach you a lot of experience. Oh my God.
Seriously, can
I'm
I say
recently
this?
married, so I need all of I'm listening well.
Oh, I don't teach you the people. You have to pay for it.
Snippet section.
Oh my God. I've never heard of
There's
this.
nothing wrong in it. The guy might be good and everything, but just put my name. You say, it doesn't make, just put my name.
What I was saying this is...
So wait, so my husband's name is Soyoye. So Mr. and Mrs. Soyoye.
Damilola Shoyoye.
No,
Mr.
Damilola, you are talking.
Shoyoye.
His surname is there, your name is there. You still don't, do you get it now?
Damilola Shoyoye.
Yes.
Double barrel it.
Your name is there.
Do you know why this is happening?
No, well,
because it's because of the bad things happening now, the way women we are losing in so many things. What they are making marriage to be now is, when you're getting into it, it's like going into a battle. You don't want to lose. He doesn't want to lose, in case something happens in the future. That's just what.
Should in case, should in case.
Should in case something happens in the future. So you're already standing your ground for it. It's like preparing for a battle that has not even gone.
And when a man knows that all these things are always together, and if he should fuck up or whatever, you understand what I mean?
Sorry for the language.
Oh, sorry. If you should mess about, at the end of the day, the lady, so you will be careful. But it's not easy. We men are carried away with what we see.
Yeah.
We look at the facial, whatever, and before you know, you get carried away. So that is why he knows already, oh, all these things are Mr. and Mrs. whatever, so I can't just...
Especially in this part of the world we are living
in this developed world now, technology, everything like that.
If you frown 1 minute, they're already thinking, this lady is down,
would a man
wants to kill me, wants to do this to me,
would a typical African man accept that?
No, If he doesn't want to accept, then that means there is something fishy.
That is just
Do you know, there is something. Let me tell you something. Like they say, if you say the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Love should be free. Love should be... You should not start packaging. Why do you have to package? You don't package, you should be free. You don't have money, I don't have money. You rich, I'm rich. You don't broke, I'm broke. Anybody can broke. Anybody can be rich. It doesn't raise all the time. But if you're like, you do as if you are rich all the time, you should be scared as well. So why are you always rich all the time?
Oh, this is really good. I really
enjoy it. Why are you always... If somebody is rich all the time, you have to be careful. Maybe the money is coming from another source. At the end of the day, this is going to bounce back on you. God, the money is coming, you don't know where the source is coming from. You need to know. You are the wife. If it's hiding from you, then just forget it. You are not You got to ask questions. You keep asking the question. A woman must talk. That is it. Then let them talk. But talk at the right time. It's very important. Before you can talk, make sure you give your husband food. Make sure you're satisfied with what you are doing. Make sure you carry him along. Make sure you give him respect. That's what really men want. Respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But when you give the man that one, then you can now talk. You know, I want to discuss. Can you give me just one day? Let's discuss this whole thing. Take him out to a beach area, a nice area. Talk to his...
If he's a sensible man.
You understand what I mean? So then you will enjoy it forever.
Very good advice.
It's like laying a foundation and you now know how to.
Yeah.
So that is
very
it.
good advice. Yeah. Oh my God, you're going to be my personal marriage coach going forward.
No problem.
Well, fantastic. Right. Okay. Right now we are going to take a short break. I'm going to be playing after the break. I'm going to be playing Dami Crane and Prayer. I feel like it's very fitting due to our previous.
I'm going to scatter this. I'm going to dance. So
Dami Crane with Prayer. All right. Okay. So we will be back right after this. Welcome back. You are listening to All FM 96.9. This is the Dami B Show with my guest Precious and DJ Ola, aka
Oshe Swagger
Master.
This Calabar.
Oh, I'm gonna play that song for you.
Oh.
Now. Yes, I'm gonna play that song. I was gonna play it before. Oh gosh, I've just been having like wonderful conversations in the break. I wish I could bring them on air, but some things are best off air. Some things are best off air. Fantastic. Right. Okay. Now we are going to go into the next part of the show. This is called Question Time. This is where I like to find out. I throw out a question to the public, and I like to hear different people's opinions. This week I was just thinking about, I was just being very reminiscent about my whole 26 years of long life. And I was thinking, gosh, like, you know, each stage of life really has its own difficulties and own obstacles. You know, I was just looking back to myself when I was like a teenager, and you know, I thought I had like the worst problems in the world and everything was like the end of the world and a big deal. And I look at my, you know, and you look back and you think, oh my God, like, I didn't know the meaning of problems. I didn't know the meaning of problems then. And you just think, you know, especially obviously being in my 20s now, there's so many changes going on. You know, you settle down, you start thinking of your life, your career, what you actually want. And it's a very difficult. So I was just thinking like, gosh, does it get easier from here? Does it get more difficult? And what would you say is the most difficult stage of life? What is the most difficult stage of life for, you know, for people? So I would like to start with Precious, and then I'll go to DJ Ola, and then we'll go to some opinions from the public. So Precious, what would you say is the hardest stage of life?
Wow, that's a big one. That's a big one. Well, I would say the most difficult stage of life. I would say it's the point where you become married, having children, compromising. Yeah, all that. I would say that like for me, yeah. That's the most like, difficult stage, yeah.
That's because like 20s and 30s.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, you know, nowadays we will have people that get married at the age of 18.
Yeah,
so,
true.
Yeah. When they get into it, then they have to fight a battle of someone that gets into it at 26 or 30 or whatever. They just become matured all of a sudden. So I wouldn't say it has to do with the age. It's the process where you just get to that point where you have to be matured. You have to compromise. You have to accept what life is giving to you. When you start having kids as well, you have to know what's good for them and how you want to raise them. That stage in life is a bit crucial. Any little mistake, you just fall down the drain, you go offline, just like that. So it's a point that's so difficult where you need good people around you, a good husband or a good wife, so that you can sail through that stage. Though it never ends. Like they say, marriage is the only union. You get a certificate even before you graduate. So it's an ongoing process of learning different things, coming up here and there and everything. So to me, the most difficult stage in life is marriage. Most especially if you're with the wrong person. Yeah.
Thank you you very much for that, Precious. Thank you. He's already smiling. I'm already afraid of his answer.
Yeah, I have the experience now. You know the level.
Okay, You know, like when you were a child, your problems were very different, right?
Yeah.
You know, and it was all about trying to please your parents, trying to be a good child. And then when you were a teenager, everything was so confusing. Hormones, you know, raging, everything, emotions raging, everything was confusing. Then you get to your 20s and you feel like, okay, I'm not as hormonal, I'm not as emotional, but now it's more confusing because I'm like, what direction do I go in? Should I study this? Do I get a job here? Do I settle down then? So then some will say, the old ones who are older, you know, in the 50s would say, oh God, middle age is the most difficult part of life. It's very hard in middle age. Someone who's 80 will say, actually, this is the hardest part of life. So which stage of life is difficult?
Okay, I want to show you a practical example. You know, this is your phone, right?
Yeah.
Pick the phone up. Just pick the phone up. You see that it's easy.
Of course.
Bring the phone again. Close your eyes. Try to pick the phone. No. Wait. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Try to pick the phone.
Yeah, look for it.
You struggle before you pick the phone.
Yes, of course.
Now, hold the phone. You are from there. You don't lean forward. Try to pick the phone. Is that possible?
Oh, it's not possible.
So now I'm holding your hand. I'm closer. Close your eyes, please. I can pick the phone.
Yeah.
Now, open your eyes. You see what I've done?
Yeah.
If you surround yourself with the right people,
Just
they should be calling maybe you haven't opened the line yet.
Yeah.
So, if you
somebody's trying to
surround
call.
yourself with the right people, then you can still pick the phone.
Yeah.
But if you surround yourself with the wrong people, I will mislead you. You won't be able
Just
to
like
pick the
what I
phone.
said, having the right
Do you
person
understand what I
by
mean?
your side.
So now, like people that got married, I don't want to use anyone as an example. Surround yourself with the right people.
Of course.
People that tell you a right answer. You might shock with it. You might be like, do you understand what I mean?
Or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, just surround yourself with the right people.
Right people.
Before every day have different packages. Like me that you are saying, if I should tell you my life experience, if I should tell you my life, I've been through hell. Do you understand what I mean? I've been through hell. And let me tell you, if something happened to me in life, I just thank God for it. Let me tell you what I've been through. Sorry, this might be very emotional. I'm talking about 14 years ago. Do you know this is October? This is the month I don't really... Last year, October, I was mostly crying. Every October. Because this is the month on the 18th was my mom's birthday. On the 25th, a week after, my mom died 14 years ago. Immediately my mom died, they went to go and tell my dad the news in the house, which is unofficial. Because mom died, somebody died. I don't want to talk about the person that went to go and talk about. Dad had stroke. By the time I read the house to go and say, Daddy, let me bring the pastors, I just found Daddy on the floor. No. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, what happened? They said they told. I said, why will you tell an elderly man that his wife died just like that? You need to come with the pastors, through the reverend, they have to come like that.
Yeah.
So I was struggling with all these things. My head, my whatever, I have to lose my job to be able to take care of all these parents. Then again, different blah, 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 financial problem, this and that. I have to do a taxi driver, I have to struggle. I came to England again. In London, somebody duped me the money on my school fees. Oh, do you understand what I mean? So, you have to, they said, put on the whole armor of God. So other things shall follow. Read the Bible yourself. Analyze it yourself. What you don't understand, you still need a man of God to explain some things to you. People that read Bible have been reading it for 30, 20 years. But when they read to you, now you be the one to digest it yourself.
Of course.
Because it's still all about yourself. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So every day might be, today it won't be like tomorrow.
No.
But prepare for some things that, so when things happen, just be like, oh my God. Like, there was a time that they said they just don't want me where I'm working. They said they don't want me again. And I gave the man a thank you card. This is where they paid me monthly, good money.
Yeah.
And I gave him a thank you card because I know that God will have another package for me. And the next day I got a contract for something. Just imagine. But people will start crying. Oh my God, I've lost my job. No, you don't. You move forward in life. So I don't want to talk much. You know, I always eat it.
Yeah,
I always eat the corn. So prepare for it, prepare for understand but then they say surround yourself with good people that will give you a straight advice. Then again, financial breakthrough as well is always good because there are some people that they are like philanthropists, they don't lie. If you need money, tell them straight away you need money. They will give it to you. Like in Nigeria now, somebody told me that was it last 2 years that the mom was very sick. They don't know that I note all these things. I don't write the date down. Around February, the mom was very sick. Then I sent some money. Then just 2 weeks after the mom died, they wanted to do the burial. I sent some money. I was speaking. I was crying. This mom that I've been trying. Do you know that September again, this guy told me that, maybe he forgot, that, oh, my mom is not well. I said, which mom? She was like, but my mom now. I said, which mom? And I said, do you remember February? He said, bros, you know, devil now, you know, Nigeria, when we need money. That is it. I won't give him again.
That's
and
terrible.
now, truly, the mom's now very sad. I didn't know.
That's terrible.
And later on, yeah, because why did he have to lie?
That's terrible. That's terrible.
So,
Yeah. Okay. That's terrible. Responsibilities, challenges, difficulties, expectations, deadlines such as bills and many more, which you are responsible for. You also have to be a good role model for the upcoming youth to look up to you. You then need to stay away from sin because that's when temptations are stronger and ready to tear you down. All of this is what an adult has to take in. That is why I feel the adult stage of life is the most difficult. Thank you, Princess. Kike from Nigeria says, I think the most difficult stage in life is the childhood stage. Reason being is that at this stage, the child's training for what to expect in life is formed. Just like before a house building commences, the foundation has to be solid because without it being strong, the house will collapse with time. So the most difficult stage for me is the childhood stage. One must be careful to nurture and imbibe in them great values that will see them through the rest of the journey of their life. Making a mistake at this stage will be very difficult to correct later in life. What's
you
your
mean the
thoughts?
childhood? No, I don't. Because making a mistake, you know, they always say you use a pencil when you are like a child. You can still correct some things.
Erase,
But when you are an adult, let's say you are over 18, then it's going to be difficult to correct.
I think she's saying
whatever you do sticks.
I think that's what she's saying. If you don't correct it in childhood,
Oh,
it's
okay,
difficult
yeah, then it's right then.
to correct
Yeah, that's
later
right.
in life. Yeah,
That's right.
You agree, Naya? So, okay, thank you for that. This is Rebecca Aladiran, and Rebecca says, to me, high school, the teens are the most difficult, stage in life, because high school is a nasty place. Hormones are everywhere. There's not enough maturity or emotional stability to be steady. Whereas in adulthood, even when you go through terrible things, there's maturity, there's no puberty, and the stability you create makes the hard times easier to navigate. What's your thoughts?
It's still, well, you mean the teenager?
Teenager.
You can still
According to her,
correct
the
it.
teens is
It's about balancing
difficult.
and...
You know, in all this we've read out, it still goes to being married, having a family, raising a family. The child is someone that's going to correct that child.
Yeah.
That's probably in marriage,
Yeah.
when you have a family. As a teenager, it's still the parents that's still going to bring that child back in the right way. Encourage that child.
To a degree.
So everything,
Well, marriage is like you have to make decision on your own.
On your own, yeah, I
That's
know.
what I mean.
But you need everything. That difficult stage still boils around family, marriage, the friends you keep, the choices you make under that umbrella. So every answer there now is still under the same umbrella of family, marriage, growth. And raising something wonderful. Like I said, the old woman that can't feed herself anymore, what does she impute in others? Because if you help others, they are definitely going to help you.
Because some people invest
It's
only
still,
on properties.
Yeah, it still goes under family, marriage, raising something
raising
wonderful.
something
I understand. I
Yeah.
understand. This one is a bit different. This is from Patience, and she says, the most difficult stage of life is middle age, because this is when you start losing people. The loss, for example, the loss of parents begins in this stage, and the loss of a close parent is the most difficult stage in life. It takes a lot to be physically strong and to take responsibilities that they left behind. It's hard to keep your faith. It's a stage that can either make you stronger or break you, because at times you won't have the support or the chance to grieve properly. So, okay, she's got a point. Yeah, when you start getting into, 50s, then your parents are in the 70s, 80s,
Yeah.
So I can understand where she's coming from. I mean, what's your thoughts? That must be a difficult stage in life as well. When you're
but
watching
somebody's
your
like
parents
50
get older.
already. 50
Already,
is
it's
not-
already,
it's already.
it's already the main person. It's already complete.
It's already complete.
Somebody in 50s already. You understand what I mean? So,
Doesn't mean it's not difficult.
Well,
just 'cause
well,
you're-
what are we advised?
Losing someone is difficult.
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
just
it's
it
difficult.
for everybody, whether 50, 60, 20, 10, it's difficult. Yeah. So
But
that's
always
it.
create time to talk with the family, because there are some things they need to say, there are some things they need to discuss.
Yeah.
Don't just say you are busy all the time. Need to
That's true.
try to talk to them, because they need to tell you some things. There are some things you cannot get from outside.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, and all these things you build yourself when you're on your own, are you able to decide on your own? So.
We've got lots of comments. Another one who says old age is the most difficult because there's so many wear and tear issues. Wear and tear of organs and tissues. Resulting...
That person must be scared
You know?
of getting old.
I'm telling you. Wear and tear.
Like how old is the person
Oh my God. No,
now? If you don't mention me, I tell because I'm scared
he's
now.
in his 30s. This is a young guy.
Wear
and tear of organs and tissues, resulting in the likes of mobility issues and capacity issues. You know, some people, old age really scares them.
Yeah, that's
a difficult,
what that shows.
you know. Does it not scare you? Does it scare you, old age?
But do you know, if you surround yourself with good people, and the whole day you need these people. You need people around you.
Yeah.
There was a time I mistakenly knocked a door, and that lady always want me to come all the time, although she's no more now. She always just want me to come and just sit down with her because she has no kids. We got nobody. Only the postman and whatever. These are the friends. Do you understand what I mean? So in that kind of hey, you need somebody to be talking to you. If you have all these investments, you can't talk to building now. You can't talk to cars. You about have 50 cars. You can't talk to the cars.
Sometimes you don't even need to be that old to feel that way. Even our parents, when we started getting older, we always want to run off, probably go see our boyfriends or go hang out with our friends. They are missing us already.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They're like,
and that's why you see in this country, you see all these old people going to pubs at 70, 80s. You see them, they will still be oiding, it's me boyfriend, it's me. I said, what are you talking about? 80 years old, still, they will now wear eye shoe. They're still digging it and shit. I said, hey.
Why not?
I said,
Why not?
oh my God.
Why not?
Why not?
Oh gosh. And our final comment from Gyro. Gyro says, the stage where you begin to doubt yourself, where you begin to fear failure and not see it as a learning process, and when you see life responsibilities as stressful instead of as an opportunity for growth. Yeah, it does get more difficult as you get older. Oh gosh, if I could go back to my, childhood self, I swear to God, I would say don't grow up. It's a trick.
Because you just have things
It's a trick. Stay a kid. No, but anyway, with responsibility comes freedom, comes opportunities, so you take everything as it comes along. Yeah. Oh gosh. Keep God in your life. That's the moral of the story. Yeah. At every stage. Keep God in your life.
Yeah.
That's it. And good people, according to Swagger Master. Good people surround you.
Yeah, so difficult to find,
very true. All right, we're going to take a short musical break now. And I believe there's been someone who's been desperately trying to call, perhaps for DJ Ola, for Swagger Master.
Someone been trying to call me.
I believe so. Someone's been trying to call. So please do feel free to call. You can either call 01612486767 or you can also call 07877921666. All right, I'm playing Sugar Boy with Holla Holla. Keep it locked on All FM 96.9. We are now heading towards, oh my goodness, the last half hour of the show. It's gone so quick.
Oh.
2 hours.
We didn't even finish.
I'm telling you, it's gone fast, right? Time flies when you're having fun. Right, now it's all about the Swagger Master.
Yeah, oh shit.
The one and only DJ
East
Ola.
Calabar.
Hey,
East
entertainment's finest. And remind me to end the show with your song.
Yeah, no problem.
Iskaba.
East Calabar. Oh, yes. Iskaba, the Wandeko one.
Yes. That's what you're giving me. I'm getting that
Oh,
vibe.
I will show you some moves.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cameraman.
Get ready.
Get ready.
You need to catch that aspect.
Fantastic. So, DJ Ola, for those who may be hearing you for the first time, tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Anyway, my name is Olani Oladipo. But people call me, when I became a DJ, I don't want to be DJ Ni. It doesn't sound, I was struggling to get the name down. Something just struck my mind, DJ Ola. Then when I was trying to DJ, because people just call DJ. There are different types of DJs. Serious. We got hip-hop, we got Afrobeat, we got bashment DJs, we got different types. Yeah. We are hype man, we have, different types. But when I was trying to DJ, I was always happy anytime I'm with the set. Then trying to hype the whole area. Then some people got me wrong. They're like, why is he always happy while he's DJing? Do you understand what I mean? Because of that, then I, at the beginning when you're trying to struggle to balance, then I stopped doing it. Later people say, why do you stop? When you DJ, you just do like that. You are not happy. I was confused. What should I do? Do you understand what I mean? Later on, I now found out that there are some people they call hype man. When they want to do events, you know, the hype man brings the area to, like now, let's say you're dancing now. Someone's like, oh, yeah, dance more. Oh, show them. You know, you start dancing high. And I found out that they are paying people to hype. And I was like, this is my talent. This is like my invention. That's why I just go back to it. And somebody just say, oh, this guy is the swagger master. He's unstoppable. Because when they, you know, in life, they might try to discourage you. They want to pull you down. Whatever you want to do. And these same people, they want to do the same thing you are doing. But they don't know how to do it. They don't know how they go. They'll be like, how come she's the one doing it? Why is she the one doing it and whatever? But that kind of people, let me tell you the truth, you don't really need them. Yeah, but you still need them to push you. But when you know there is a competition, you'll be serious about it. Like me now, I'm always on time if I want to go and DJ. I'll always be in the area, make sure I set up on time. So if there is a competition somewhere, they'll be like, oh, he's always there, he's already there. They won't say, I'll play the same music you want. And I'll ask you, what do you want? Do you want me to hype your music? Do you want me to hype your event? You just want me to DJ alone? Do you want me to MC and DJ? Because like me, I have all this talent in me. I don't know how God am. Like if I'm DJing, I dance. At times I may not dance. But if I have another DJ to support me, the swagger will start. Because I will tell the DJ, oh yeah, start playing it. I will just scatter the floor. Because I don't like area that is too quiet when they are playing music. What is the purpose of going to a function to just sit down and eat? After eating, no problem about eating. Eating there, you need to dance. But some people will eat, and they still take away home, but they won't dance. And if you are dancing, they'll be looking at you at this, what's wrong with it? What is wrong? Why is it dancing?
Just don't take away. That's true. That's very, very true. Fantastic. So
and I thank God for today because I'm actually getting bookings and everything like that. I've wrote some song for some popular artists, but
Fantastic.
this is like a contract.
So you've
a lot
Oh
of artists that wrote song too. But
Fantastic.
that was time I was struggling to balance in this country, so I can't really bring my music out.
Full force.
Now I can do whatever I want to do, and they actually release me that you can do yours. But that time is a contract. They are paying me good money. Yeah, they pay me.
That's good.
Yeah, they pay me. But my own, all my packages, just wait next year now. Next year we go scatter a floor.
No win.
So next year we'll be there. And you're like,
I'm precious.
yeah, I know. Yeah, actress, right?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. When are we gonna see you on the TV?
Been
Can't
on
wait.
a long time. I've just
Because me,
been
I don't
away
really
for
watch
a
movies.
while
I don't
now.
watch movies at all. Only music. I only listen to
I've
music.
Been on through my
Am I?
hello.
Because of
we
you?
have a call on the phone. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Thanks for calling. What's your name, please? Dr. Michael. Olusegun. Okay. Thank you very much for calling, Dr. Michael. And please, what's your contribution to the show? Okay. You want to shout out? I don't know if DJ Ola can hear you.
No, I can hear.
He wants to give a shout out to you, DJ Ola.
Oh, thank you.
For the tremendous work that you've been doing.
Oh, thank you.
That's very, very nice. And you can, if you can't hear him, but he can hear you. So if there's anything you want to say, he can hear you.
No, yeah, Doctor is a very good man. He's been always supporting me. You understand what I mean? We should have even be here together, but for a reason he needs to rest. Yeah, because we were together in Manchester last night. And
fantastic.
yeah, it's been good, and he knows all what I'm about to do next year.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, all this industry, we want to eat them one by one. You know the level now. You scatter the whole area.
Amazing.
So, maybe.
All this time,
yeah, okay.
all your fans will start coming through. So yeah, so when did you start DJing? How many years has it been?
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
And it was like a mistake. Because there was, they called a DJ or something in a place they call Sanford. It started all in Liverpool. Okay. So people that knew me before, they know like I know how to dance and I like to entertain. But my parents stopped my dream. This is very important aspect. When I was young, anytime they want to do like lit, I always take another cloth from the house. They will send me to lesson, then I will sneak this clothes. Literally and
I know.
whatever.
That's
So somebody will now go and tell my parents that, do you know Ola is not going to the after school, whatever. He's going to, then my daddy will come with, we call it koboko, with a cane and disgrace in front of ladies. They will beat me and flog me that I should be reading your book, this and that. So they actually killed that dream. They killed that dream. And throughout my secondary school, I can't really do all these things. Thank God some of my mates are watching now. They know. Because they know I'm a dancer. they always select me as the dancer to go and represent St. Patrick's Grammar School then.
Wow.
But my parents will no. They say you must read, you must
Yeah.
read. Then when I enter your institution again, then they won't allow me again. Then I started giving the idea to the musician. I don't want to start mentioning it because it's like a contract for me to write song for them. That, you know, if you want to do this show, this is how you do it. This is how you rap. This is how you put some rap. This is how you put on demo the beat. And they are making big money. But now, I can do whatever I want to do now.
Fantastic.
And I didn't really allow me then. Oh, where is the band?
If I don't
The
blow.
band don't talk. The band, we don't judge it for real.
That's fantastic. And I
So-
think you've touched on something
But it's
really...
never too late.
It's never too late.
It's never too
I was
late.
just
Yeah.
going
Never
to
too
say
late.
that. I've touched on something very
Never too
important,
late.
you know, because a lot of, it is African mentality, Nigerian mentality,
Yeah.
that, you know, if your goal is not becoming a doctor or an accountant, a nurse, a lawyer, something along that lines,
It's not,
nothing
you don't
else
have
is
a goal.
relevant, you know. But I think that was then. But I wonder if parents of today, you know, are actually changing in that mentality. It looks like things are changing, even in Nigeria.
No, they are changing
parents.
it. Yeah, they are changing it.
Why?
Because we are in a digital world now. That's
so
what I
we can
mean.
see.
Yeah, so
We're
you
more
can
exposed.
see. Yeah, you can see. But the
can see
discipline,
it's
you have to train your children at home. So when you discipline them, you let them know. Like now, you can't tell children that. Okay, like now, children goes and they see people smoking, doing all these things.
Yeah.
But when you in the house, you tell them that if you do this,
This is the repercussion.
like I have 3 children. I have one that will be 12 years old soon.
Wow.
Yeah, I have 12 with 10 years old, and next year
That's
another
18
one.
years ago.
You know what I tell them? You know what I tell them? I took one of them to a jail. Yeah, that's me.
I love that.
Yeah, I show
love
them people inside.
Yeah, good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would do that.
I now told them, they're now like, oh, bros, give me. I said, do you like it? He said, no, I want to be a doctor. So now, if you want to be a doctor, I now take them to Tesco and ask them. I will give them money. I said, if you pick something and just put it in your pocket, you know you won't pay, you save money. They say yes. But if you do that, this is where you go.
That's where you end up, yeah.
So you don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. They'll be scared. So you have to pay. So they know they have to pay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Do you understand what I mean?
Need to let them
I will tell them, if you smoke all those things, you have, this is cancer. So look at the heart, I will draw it for them. This is the one that is damaged, very black. This is the one that, so they knows. Do you understand what I mean? Like now, I tell them that, you know, I'm a DJ. These are what we can do in a DJ. So these are things at my face. These are the points at my face. But I told them one thing.
Yeah.
I said, I will never disappoint you. And how? I will never get carried away and said, oh, I want to marry the second wife. I want to have this outside. Because at the end of the day, how will I explain to them again?
Yeah.
That means I failed.
You failed, yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why they're looking forward to me. That's how many other DJ want to be a DJ.
Yeah.
Because if you're a DJ that have like 50 girls or whatever, and you don't... But what I always tell girls, come, I'm married though. I have room or whatever. It's not, if they still now want, it's not left to you. Now your own, at your own risk. So if they are sensible, they should know. Do you understand what I mean? So that is it.
Absolutely.
You have to be disciplined. You have to set a boundary and let your children know. Then carry your children along. Some people tell me that don't be posting things about your whatever. I say, come, my children knows everything. My daughter knows who like me. She knows who love me. Some people will pretend that they like Blessing, but their dad, they just don't. Why would you like my daughter when you won't like me? Where did they come from?
Where they come from?
Do you understand what I mean? So you just have to... But anyway, I'm not perfect as well. I learn from people. I'm going to learn from you. I'm going to learn from her as well. And then she can act, so... Yes. You will teach me now. Me, I will teach you musical. If you want music and dancing.
Talk to me about the songwriting, because I want to hear more about that.
Songwriting.
What made you, start songwriting? Yeah.
The thing about songwriting, I would just... let me tell you something, a few things about Timaya.
Sure.
If you listen to the interview of
I love
Timaya was a choir. I don't know whether you know.
He was in a choir?
Yeah, why he was... Yeah, listen to all these things. That's how I keep telling you. When people knows next year I'm coming out, they knows already. Some people are scared already. Oh, like, if you come out now. I said, no. One thing I mean is I'm not actually releasing a song to be performing on the stage. Oh, like, no. I'm doing it for myself.
Yeah.
You might listen to it in my mix, or maybe I give it to other DJs. I'm not at the stage of want to start competing with this and that. I want to start jumping about. No. I'll pass all those stages. Most important is that I don't want to lose my family. That's the most important.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? So, like songwriting, now, with music now, you have to listen to what the world wants.
Absolutely.
Do you understand what I mean? Then any music that you sing now, make sure the music have a bass in the beat. Because Afrobeat is
Need
bass.
that bass.
Where do you get the Afrobeat from? Afrobeat is from a techno beat.
Absolutely.
If you know techno beat is only. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But people that are smart, they say that these people, they are just drumming bang, bang, bang. There's no music on it. You understand? They now form that beat to be able to put lyrics on it and form Afro beats.
Fantastic.
So if you are singing, once you can get a good beat, people will listen to it. Then once you eat in that one, you can now go to your solo one. When Davido sing now, no, Cristiano, there's no bass in that, they dance to it. Or because he has done all those bass that will bring him out.
Yeah, that's
so now you can now relax. But if you start with a relaxing song,
into each other,
Yeah.
one thing I've noticed in the beats in their songs these days, it's always like intertwined in a way. It's like they're taking a beat, putting it in, just putting a fresh lyrics and pushing it forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. I noticed that too. I noticed that too.
So there's no really new song. Everybody just
it's true. It's
you understand what I mean?
And so when you're writing, like, you know, or when you've written before, where does your inspiration normally come from when you want to write a song?
It's like I'll listen to a beat first. It makes me sing.
And it makes you. It just comes out.
Yeah. It just comes out. But I need the beat first.
You need a good beat first.
But if you're writing without the beat, then there's some little bit mistake. That's what many mistakes people normally make nowadays.
Definitely.
But the solo song, you will still end up writing it. But at the beginning, don't start with the solo song. That's what the mistake many people are making. When you start with a solo song, you are actually singing to yourself at the moment. Because you are passing a message. But people don't want to listen. They want to hype it. Okay, look at this one corner that just came out now. Have you heard it? You know, it's a crazy... You've not heard one corner?
One corner, no.
Oh, you not heard one corner?
By who?
No. You know, I don't even know. They just came out. Was it last 2 weeks or last?
Okay.
It's all over now. It's all over now. It's not out. It's not really... Anyway, the full something is not out. Okay. But once they play it now, one corner, the whole party will scatter.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh. Maybe I need to check this
It's
out.
not a Nigerian. It's not a Nigerian. The song is taking over.
He's not a Nigerian.
You know, it's not a Nigerian.
Oh.
Yeah, one corner. Yeah.
One corner.
If a DJ now they say you have one corner, you don't have one corner, it's not a good DJ. And we are still struggling. Maybe I will ask some people in our forum like that if they have the full. We are struggling to get one corner. Yeah, that's it. You can play it. Yeah, you can play it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. Just listen to it. People will start going crazy. See?
The big though.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. It's one corner. Interesting.
So people, the song, you have to climb somewhere, you have to go and hold something, you have to go and just go crazy. They just want to... That's just the height.
You
understand what I mean? Don't worry, since you're a songwriter, there are some things we're going to talk about. Yeah.
So, you say you have something coming out next year, but you've not really...
No. Everything is going to be... Because I've been...
I want an exclusive. I want an exclusive on this show. Give me one thing you're bringing next year.
Okay. Like, there is a song that is going to be Tetaya. You know, you never heard that word. You're going to be like, what is Tetaya?
What's Tetaya?
Like, you know, these are Dibanj, Don Jazzy. Say Dorobuchi. Everybody was like, what is Dorobuchi? You know what I mean? And you say that somebody that had big money is called Dorobuchi. Tetaya is like, you have to respect. Iteriba, respect, loyalty is Tetaya. I formed that word. These are something about music.
Respect and loyalty.
It's Tetaya. I'm the one that formed that. Is my own. You like?
I can already hear it.
Like some people tell me that. Some people tells me that. You know what I mean? I don't want to speak exactly like a butter. You know they use phone. I don't speak it. I form my own rhythm. I'm a swagger master. I speak swags. So they knows anyway. That is me. So I just listen and sit down. That what can I really? You know what I mean? Bring to this industry. What do people like? Let me form a rhythm. They start wondering what's the meaning of this word. So Tetaya is like a respect.
Fantastic.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
In Yoruba, it's called Niteriba, Tetaya, Teriba. I form it. It's my own. So in the interview in the future, I'm going to explain what's the meaning of Tetaya and...
Fantastic.
And there's another one. No, don't let me just mention
I only asked
but
for
Tetaya
one.
is okay.
I only asked for one. You've given me one, that's fine. And when can we, very quickly, when can we expect that?
Maybe in the summertime.
Next summer?
Yeah, summer.
It's going to be
Summertime.
good next summer.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
So,
and you're going to do like a launching and everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah, to just hype it and
Hype
I'll
it.
need a lot of people.
And Precious and I are invited.
Yeah, all of you,
You know,
definitely.
VIP,
Yeah,
VIP,
VIP,
VIP.
Yes, definitely, no, definitely.
And my cameraman is invited.
You see,
Yeah, no
he
problem.
says up already.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
Fantastic.
so-
Oh, unfortunately, we are at the end of the show. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh. I just want to say a very big thank you to my two lovely guests, Madame Precious. Woo, 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 woo. And she will be definitely coming back again.
Oh, that's
and the main man
I will be
of
back
the
soon.
hour,
I will be back.
the swagger master.
I will be back.
With more swag.
I will
With
be
more
back with more
swag,
swag. Oh, yeah.
DJ Ola.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Alright, yeah.
We appreciate you. All the way from Liverpool.
Are you based in Manchester?
I'm based in
Yeah,
Manchester.
yeah.
Oh,
she's
okay.
man-
People don't really know that I live in Liverpool.
No,
People
no.
think I live in Manchester.
Really?
But yeah, I'm everywhere. And people think I live in London.
Claiming our city.
No, people think I live in London. People think I live in Birmingham and Sheffield.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I go. I'm self-employed, so I don't do
Go
any
ahead.
other thing. What I do is promotion and DJing.
Fantastic.
And there are some things I do that's just crazy. If you have an African shop, I will go there. I will say, Atarodo, Gary, we do this, how much they are saying, come and buy. Me, I will promote it. And before you know it, they just...
Right.
As long as you are not shy, what you like, just be free.
Fantastic.
Yeah.